We are currently in Dubrovnik for the next few days. Shame, shame. It was my favourite thing that we did this trip. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my Croatia vlog. I recently returned from 3 incredible days in Dubrovnik with my partner. I actually filmed quite a lot while we were away. However, when I came to edit the vlog, I realised that something was missing, and I think it was because I didn't spend enough time talking to the camera and actually explaining what we were doing in Dubrovnik. So I thought I would pop in intermittently throughout this video and just explain and give some context, and hopefully it will flow a lot better and it will make more sense. So you are going to see me throughout this video. Hopefully that's okay and it's not too confusing, but we're going to start by throwing it back to our first night in Dubrovnik when we just arrived, and I was explaining what I was excited for and what our plans were for the next few days. So apologies for the terrible audio. The apartment we were staying in, the aircon was kind of loud and it was kind of echoey, and I'd forgot to bring my microphone, so apologies for that, but hopefully it's still okay and you can hear everything I was saying. I think I just wanted to still include some of those clips because you can see how excited I was. So yeah, thank you for watching this vlog and I hope you enjoy. We are currently in Dubrovnik for the next few days and I'm so excited. It's currently Sunday evening. We've just checked into the apartment where we're staying in the old town, and I think we're going to go out and get some food now because I am hungry and we haven't actually eaten since the airport earlier, which was a long time ago. So that is the plan for this evening. We're going to go out and find a nice restaurant and get some food, and then tomorrow is when we're doing our Game of Thrones tour, which is what I think I'm most excited about. It actually ends on Lockram Island, which is meant to be really beautiful, peaceful and tranquil, so we'll probably spend the afternoon there before we head back and go out for some food. In terms of our plans for the rest of the week, we are going to the beach on Tuesday, and then there's also a cave bar nearby that we'd like to check out. Then at some point I would like to walk the city walls and also get the cable car to the top of the mountain because the views are meant to be incredible. So yeah, that is a quick overview of what we're going to be getting up to this week. I am going to go and we're going to get some food. I would do an apartment tour, but to be honest it's not that big, and also we've already kind of made a mess of it, so maybe I'll do that later in the week. But yeah, I'm going to start rambling. We're going to go get some food and then I will hopefully check in with you at some point tomorrow.
I think there's another universe where I haven't yet felt pain, and maybe in that other universe I'm a flower and you're the rain. I think somewhere in a different life I'm still 7 in 2nd grade, and I'm so happy that I feel alright, and that I haven't met my brain.
Good morning. It is our first full day in Dubrovnik and I had the worst night's sleep last night. I'm struggling to get my words out today, but there were some people staying in the apartment above us who clearly had an early flight and they weren't being quiet about it, so not ideal. But last night was great. We went out for some food and a couple of drinks and then came back to the apartment for what was meant to be an early night. I don't know how we're going to cope today. It's looking like it's going to be another hot one as well. Apparently it was 30 degrees yesterday, so wish us luck. We're going to be doing lots of walking. I'm really excited, so yeah, let's go explore some Game of Thrones filming locations. For anyone who doesn't know, Game of Thrones was filmed in a few different places, but they filmed most of King's Landing in Dubrovnik, so that's what we're going to be seeing today. And I'm very excited, even though I'm kind of exhausted.
like a movie. I'll pick you up, we'll go eat sushi. Or we'll go downtown. With our best moves we can boogie. Oh my, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they wanna be like us. Na 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 na. We are goofy, playing tag in the jacuzzi. We'll go upstairs. With our best moves we get groovy. My, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they wanna be like us. Na 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 na. Crazy when we drive around in our Mercedes. We're out all night or at home lazy. We're living like we're in the 80s. My, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they wanna be like us.
So our first day in Dubrovnik was a long one and I was exhausted by the time we got back to the apartment. I did actually film quite a long clip explaining everything that we'd seen that day and everything that we'd done, but I'd had a few drinks by that point, and watching the footage back, you can kind of tell that I was just exhausted. I wasn't making a lot of sense. So just to quickly recap what I said in that clip, we started the morning by doing a Game of Thrones tour, and the locations that we visited, you can technically visit by yourself and do like a self-guided tour, but whenever I visit a new place, I really love having a local guide because I feel like they give you more information than you would obviously know if you were to just visit places by yourself. So we met our guide around 9:30 in the morning, and then we set off for this fort, which is on top of quite a steep hill. So if you do plan on visiting, would recommend decent footwear. The views from the top were incredible, and we actually spent quite a lot of time there because it was one of the main locations where they filmed the Red Keep from the TV show. The guide that we had was pretty good, and it was quite a small group that we were in. I think there was around 10 of us, but our guide was actually an extra in Game of Thrones. She was in the season where they had the Walk of Shame. I think it was season 5, and we actually saw the steps where the Walk of Shame took place, and it was really cool. What was really good is she had a folder with her which had screen grabs from the TV show, so you could compare what it looked like in the TV show and what it looked like in real life, and you could see where the production team had kind of added CGI and moved stuff around. It was really interesting. The tour ended in the harbour where we decided to get the boat to Lokrum Island. I think that's how you pronounce it. Throughout the vlog I kept pronouncing it Lokrum. I think it's actually pronounced Lokrum, and this island is essentially a nature reserve, but it has the most beautiful scenery. It's also filled with peacocks, and there were little baby peacocks as well, which was really cute. So we ended up spending the entire afternoon there. I think the boat ticket was around 30 euros, but you can literally spend as long as you want on this island, and it was so pretty. They also have this exhibit there where they have a replica of the Iron Throne, and they have like information about what was filmed there and stuff like that. There's also a botanical gardens on the island, and yeah, it was just the most relaxing afternoon. The only thing I would recommend, and this is just in general if you visit in Dubrovnik, is to bring water shoes or some kind of appropriate footwear when you're on the beach, because they don't have sandy beaches there. Actually, I think when I was Googling, they do have one, but most of the beaches there are pebble beaches, and we learnt the hard way. But thankfully they were selling water shoes on the island, so we managed to get that sorted. But yeah, would recommend appropriate footwear in general. One of the best meals that we had all holiday was on that first evening. We went to this place called the Taj Mahal, and it serves traditional Bosnian food. So something that I struggled with a little bit in Croatia is, because I'm vegetarian, a lot of the places that we were seeing, a lot of the popular places, are most well known for seafood because they're right next to the coast, and I don't eat seafood. So there were some places we went to where I'd look at the menu and I'd see maybe 1 or 2 dishes that I could have, but there were quite a few dishes that were suitable for vegetarians at this place, and we could tell it was popular because they had 1 queue for bookings and 1 queue for people who were just hoping to get a seat on the evening. On our second morning, we decided to head to the beach because I was feeling quite tired. I think if you're very short on time, then 2 days would probably be enough to do most of the main attractions in Dubrovnik, especially if you were to concentrate on the old town. However, I get tired so easily, so we decided to spend 3 days there, and for our second day we decided to have a more relaxing morning. We went to the beach, as I said, and the reason we chose this particular beach is because there's this cave bar on the beach that we'd heard really good things about. So we spent the morning on the beach sunbathing and relaxing, going in the sea, doing a bit of swimming, even though I can't really swim, and then it was a short walk round to this cave bar, and you get this really beautiful view along the coast as well. It was stunning. Before I forget, I also need some opinions on this handbag because Sam thinks it's ugly. He thinks it looks like a drinks coaster, but I think it's cute, and it's the perfect holiday bag because it goes with everything. But let me know which of us you agree with and who you think is wrong. I think I'm right, but I could also be wrong. Can I just say, this is the first holiday where I've ever had prescription sunglasses, and it's a game changer. Can't believe this is the first year that I've actually had these. I can actually see for once, and it's going to make reading on the beach just so much easier. After our day on the beach, we decided to head back to Old Town, and I should mention actually, if you have the Dubrovnik pass, then it includes transport on the city buses. So that was a really cool thing that we didn't realise before we went, and then got ready to climb the city walls. So this is something that is highly recommended to do in Dubrovnik. Apparently they keep putting the prices of the tickets up because they get so busy, but no matter how high they put the price, people will pay it. So if you are interested in doing the city walls, would recommend getting the Dubrovnik pass because it includes the city walls, and it's also the same price as a city walls ticket. So if there's anything else that you're looking to do that's included with the pass, then it's definitely worthwhile. The city walls do get quite busy in the middle of the day, so it's recommended that you go either first thing in the morning or later in the evening before they close for the night. I think it took us around an hour and a half to walk the full length of the wall, but there's 3 different entrances and exits. Honestly, the views from the city walls, one of the most stunning views that I've ever seen, as you're about to see in the following footage.
Never been to California, never been to LA, so I'll stay home and write these songs, pretend I'll make it someday. My friends are getting married, they're all settling down, so I'll lay here, watch the ceiling fan go round and round. And it's always gone too fast, like a trip to the beach or the life of James Dean. And it kills me to think I'm avoiding
were just out for breakfast when Sam realised that he left his Kindle at the apartment, so he's gone to go and get that. I am waiting at the bottom of the stairs because we're staying in an apartment just off the Straden, which is the main path that runs through Old Town, and there are a lot of steps to get to the apartment. It's a great location otherwise, but yeah, I don't want to have to climb up those steps unless I really need to. You can do it. Woo! On our final day in Dubrovnik, we decided to head to the beach again for the morning because honestly, the middle of the day in Croatia, it's so hot that we didn't really want to do much else. So we spent the morning on the beach, and then in the evening, we decided to catch the cable car to the top of the mountain, and it was stunning. My favourite thing that we did all holiday. You can also walk to the top of the mountain if you don't want to pay for the cable car. However, we were not feeling that energetic. You can also get a one-way ticket if, for example, you wanted to get the cable car to the top and then walk back down. But again, didn't really feel like doing that. So at the top of the mountain, there is a panoramic restaurant, which is really popular, but we were so lucky that we went at the perfect time. I think because we were there a few hours before sunset. On our way down, we could see there was quite a lot of people making their way up because obviously they probably wanted to see the sunset. But when we asked at the restaurant, they said they had a 45-minute slot where they could fit us in if we just wanted drinks. So we were very, very lucky, and they gave us the most perfect table. It was literally right at the edge where you could see the entire of Dubrovnik, and it was just the most magical way to finish the holiday. So yeah, that does bring me to the end of this vlog. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If I had to give my top 3 tips for Dubrovnik, it would be to look into the Dubrovnik Pass because it probably will end up saving you money if you do want to do the city walls. Make sure you bring water shoes if you're planning on going to the beach, because otherwise you are going to have a pretty painful time. And then my third tip is specifically for book lovers, because we actually found 2 bookshops in Old Town. There's one that's right on the main Straden, and then there's another that's round the corner from the fountain. As you go towards, I think it's called the Pile Gate, there's a fountain that's right opposite the entrance to the city walls, and this fountain, you can fill up your water bottles as well, which I thought was great because it, like I said, was really, really hot in Croatia. But right next to that fountain is another very small bookshop, and as a book lover, I just love finding bookshops in places where I'm not expecting to find bookshops. So yeah, that brings me to the end of this vlog. Thank you again for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been to Croatia and what you thought of it. Let me know if you've ever been to anywhere that they filmed Game of Thrones, because I actually went to Iceland back in 2016 and I did a Game of Thrones tour while I was there, and it was also incredible. So I need to plan my next Game of Thrones road trip. I'm pretty sure when my sister lived in Barcelona, there were a few places around Spain where they also filmed some of Game of Thrones. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and click subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. But otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye.